Alright, I'm going to keep this short because I've tried recording this around 4 different times, and each time it has gone over the 15-minute mark, and I do not feel like editing my videos because I want you guys to see me talking full and without the cuts in between. So I'm going to be reviewing Cupcakes by Sergeant Sprinkles. You guys want my personal opinion if you should read it before, if you haven't read it, before I give you all this information. If you like the Saw series, For the Blood, you could probably read it without feeling too ill. If you didn't like the blood part of the Saw series, or didn't like the torture, or just didn't like the Saw series at all, because of the blood, you probably wouldn't like the story all that much. Now, I need to go through this really quickly because, like I said, I've done it a few times, and each time it's been over. But so. I believe I've already said this, but the original is done by Sergeant Sprinkles. The link below goes through Equestria Daily, so if you click on it, you can find a whole list of stuff, including some alternate endings by some artists, or by some writers who I haven't got the chance to read yet. Click on the version 2.0 because the original has a lot of spelling errors, which takes away the horror experience for me, because I don't like seeing spelling errors in my horror, but that's a minor gripe at best. So, the problems I have with this are, there's Okay, I'm going to go through the characters, the plot, and the grimdark aspect of it. So the characters, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, at the beginning, before they go into the basement, are very cut and paste from the show, and that's pretty good. You know, Rainbow Dash is arrogant, she likes showing off, and I'm not trying to, make Rainbow Dash seem bad here, but the thing is, this is the only part of her personality that is shown in the book. She has a slight narcissistic complex in which she wants to blow off Pinkie Pie so she can train some more. Pinkie Pie, on the other hand, is her happy, bouncy, can't really understand what she's saying, kind of makes you giggle a little bit, regular pony. But when they go into the basement, they switch. Well, they don't switch, not between the two of them, but their personalities change. Dash becomes the obvious victim. She starts begging, she starts pleading, she starts saying, I'll never tell anyone, let me go, we're friends, I thought we were friends, why are you doing this, you have no reason to do this. She starts doing all the sort of things to try to get out, and that's because she is tied down to a table. I'm pretty sure Dash would fight if she had the chance, but when you don't have the chance to fight, you often resort to trying to use your voice in order to get out of something, and Dash is not the most eloquent speaker, but at the same time it wouldn't matter. Now Pinkie Pie shows, I think what the guy was trying to hint at is that she has a bipolar disorder, but the thing is she doesn't turn into Pinkamania. She doesn't have the straight hair that we all know Pinkamania as having. We all imagine Pinkamania as having, kind of thing. So she's still Pinkie Pie. And the weird thing is that it's not right for her character. I can understand that the difference in personality between her and Pinkamania would be huge, and if the character had straight hair and becomes Pinkamania we know from the episode where she was left alone by her friends, then I would be okay with it, but it just seems kind of odd that it would stay Pinkie Pie. So the characters are iffy for me. Pinkie Pie takes too much delight in the torture of Rainbow Dash, especially if she is still Pinkie Pie. But then again, the element of laughter kind of hints at the idea that she would derive pleasure from almost anything, including sadistic torturing. Now, the plot. The plot itself is very limited. There's 2 pages of so-called plot before the actual grimdark scene, and they're pointless. They're basically very pointless. The only part about them that is any good is Dash eats a cupcake that is laced with sleeping whatever, makes her go to sleep, and then she wakes up in the basement of Sugar Cube Corner. But it could have just as easily been done that Dash just wakes up in the basement of Sugar Cube Corner. You could have skipped all of those 2 pages. But my main gripe with it is that it could have been way longer. Could have had 10 pages of stuff. In the basement, the setting is described as it goes through describing that Pinkie is wearing a dress, has Pegasus wings attached to it. The dress is made out of cutie marks. She has a necklace of unicorn horns. The skull of Twist is seen. The skull of Gilda is seen. There's a thing made of tan pony hide on the wall that says life is a party. Now all those things suggest that a lot of ponies have been killed in order to make all these party decorations. Now, it's not mentioned. And I think if Sergeant Sprinkles had extended the intro and made it like 10 pages long with like a mention that like there's Rainbow Dash flying towards Sugar Cube Corner. Maybe she meets up with Twilight, who's doing her own investigation, or maybe she sees some royal guards who are questioning some ponies. See, the thing is that helps build drama, that helps build suspense, that helps build like a fear. Like you know something bad's gonna happen to Rainbow Dash, but you want to keep reading because all this stuff is happening. Ponies are missing. Well, what happened to them? Well, let's keep reading to find out, kind of thing. Now, that's my gripe with this plot, and I think I'm doing pretty good for time here, so I can get into the grimdark aspect a bit deeper. Now, my personal definition of grimdark, if you watch my Rainbow Factory video, is it's either clumsily dark, dark for shock value, or dark but not done well. Now, this story fits very well into all three of those. Even though number 1 and number 3 are kind of the same, it fits very well in all three. It is clumsily dark. The darkness is only caused by the torture. In Rainbow Factory, the darkness was caused by the atmosphere, the setting, the characters, the emotion going through people's heads. In this one, it's the actions. Yes, the scenery is scary in Cupcakes, but it's added more as like a passing kind of thing, you know, like, oh, this stuff is all over the wall, but it's not really, it doesn't really like make you scared. Like you see the wall of Life is a Party, and you see Pinkie Pie in that dress, but throughout the entire story, I would not picture Pinkie Pie in that dress for some reason. It didn't stick in my head, but I could picture the Rainbow Factory machine perfectly, and the ponies in the black suits perfectly. This is not a Rainbow Factory review. I'm sorry, I got off topic, and I shouldn't be comparing these two because it's not really that fair. I shouldn't compare stories like this. I apologize. But at the same time, you can kind of see where I'm coming from. I could not picture Pinkie Pie in the dress. I could not picture where they were beyond when it was first explained to me. Now, what was next? Dark for shock value. It's obviously that. It's not trying to teach a lesson. The only thing I can get from this story is torture is bloody. There's no lesson. There's no right or wrong. There's no conflict. There's no there's not even a conflict. And all good stories should have a conflict. Like the conflict, if you could call it that, person versus person. Pinkie Pie versus Rainbow Dash. One of them is strapped to the table. The other one is cutting her with surgical implements. That's not a conflict. That's torture. Torture is not really a conflict, from my personal perspective. Rainbow Factory, while it's kind of hard to find, you can find a moral, or it's trying to convey something. It's trying to convey that even though this world is full of goodness and light and all that stuff, evil can still win despite the fact that good tries its hardest. Evil can overwhelm good and snuff it out and make it so it's nothing. Scootaloo was a good character. Rainbow Dash was an evil one, and evil won. And that's what I get from that story. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. From this one, what I get is like torture is bloody. Like, it just should say My Little Pony, torture is bloody, and that'll be the series. No. Dark but not done well. Like, actually, that one doesn't fit as well, because this one is dark, and the darkness does make you cringe. But like I said, it's not dark because of scenery. It's dark because of the torture aspect only. And if I was judging it based solely on how dark it was, and not looking at the scenery and all that stuff, I would have to say this is a fantastic story. But the thing is, it's because I like a little bit of scenery, I like a little bit of plot, I like a little bit of character development, I like a little bit of psychological aspect in my grimdarks. I would have to say that the story is mediocre at best. At best, it's mediocre. I believe that this story is like the staple, the father of all grimdarks. If you are above Cupcakes, you are a good horror grimdark story. You might even get up to be like a horror story where the psychological aspect of you is so good that you remove yourself from being solely for shock value. If you're below it, then you are a fic that is made solely to shock and to disgust and to kind of make people queasy. Well, Cupcakes is in the middle because there are so many people who like it because they like the dark aspect of it and just find a little bit of the story element that they like, and there are people who hate it because they don't like grimdark. Period. Like I said, I think it's pretty mediocre there. I think it's as close to as mediocre as you can get for grimdarks. Now, that's a quick review. Like I said, I'm afraid I'm gonna be over time here, so I need to do this, but I also need to mention a few things. Link to the story below. Go through Equestria Daily. There is another link under it. FIM Fiction. There's a guy who writes stories, and his name is I'm sorry, I have it here. Miles Prowler 06, and he wrote a series of stories through FIM Fiction called the Cupcake Chronicles, and it is an alternate idea in which Applejack came and saved Rainbow Dash and killed Pinkie Pie. These stories are fantastic. If you want to read something that I love, it's called the 4 Parts of Journal of a Cupcake Killer. It dives so deep into the psychology of Pinkie Pie, and you can see the bipolarness, and this one actually explains bipolar very well. It explains where the story lacked in explaining anything to us. This guy goes through and explains a lot. So I would suggest that story as well. It's not as bloody. It's hinted at some gore, but it's not as graphic as this original Cupcakes. So check that guy out as well. Even if you didn't like Cupcakes for the gore, you might like this because if you're a psychological horror fan like I am, it's very, very in-depth. Be careful. Some of his one or two of his stories have clop in them. Just make sure you read the description before you read the story. And the Brony Should Know video is going to include, the guy who I'm going to do is going to have done a song, a piece about Cupcakes. A huge piece, actually, very long and very well done. And that you look forward to that because I think you guys will like it. It's very interesting. So that's my review of Cupcakes. Thank you guys for everything. I don't know. I'm thanking you. Thanks for watching, I guess. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Thanks for watching. Have an excellent day, and I will talk to you guys later. And look for the Brony Should Know video that should be up maybe even later today. Upon rewatching my video, I realized I forgot to do something. If Sergeant Sprinkles is somehow found this video, I am in no way trying to insult you. I am just giving you guys my personal opinion. I thought, like I said, I thought Cupcakes was pretty mediocre. I was just enlightening you guys, you and the people who are reading it, of some things that I thought could be better. So from me to you, Sergeant Sprinkles, thank you very much for writing a piece that almost everyone knows about and some people love, and a piece that has caused so many spin-offs, and that's I just have to thank you for it. Honestly, that's it. I'm sorry for shoddily splicing this onto the end there, but I just realized I forgot to say it.